everyone, it's Jennifer from Flux. I have a huge box of yarn sitting here. It's so big it had to kind of go off the frame a little bit, but there is some exciting new yarn from Furls. So let's look at all of it. I'm just going to reach right in and start kind of piling it up. Now, like I said, it's a bunch of yarn, so I'm actually going to tilt this down. But I have gotten pretty much all of what they're carrying now, and we can just slide that right out of the way. Okay, so they have recently announced at Furls that they're going to start carrying some Lion Brand yarn at on their website. So they actually have 3 different yarns that they are going to start carrying, and I'm just going to kind of start opening this so you can see. Now, the first yarn that they're carrying at Furls is their Lion Brand Pima Cotton, and I'm just kind of separating all of it. And I got all the colors so I could show all of you. And this is a different one, so we'll put that one over there. And this is a yarn that I've used before. It's like a cotton, almost like a cotton dishcloth yarn, and it's super, super soft. The other yarn that they're going to be carrying is this Color Theory yarn. It's an all-season yarn, and it was a partnership between Two of Wands, who is a popular designer, and Lion Brand, and it comes in a lot of really beautiful colors. I'm especially excited about this one. I haven't tried it yet, so I'm excited to share some patterns using this yarn with you. And so I got all the colors of this one as well so that I could show you. And as you can see, they're really kind of really modern palette, lots of neutrals, very a lot of muted colors, but also some really beautiful earth tones. And like I said, I got all the colors, so I have another bag of it here, but we're going to go through each of these colors. Sorry for the bag crinkling, but we're going to go through each of these colors together because they have some fun names. And I wanted to show you all the colors that we got here. And there's 2 more down here. The third type of yarn, now let me just slide this giant mountain of yarn out of the way. The third type of yarn that they're going to start carrying from Lion Brand, now these are all Lion Brand yarns, like I said, is True Boo. Now I've used this, actually have a project that I'm working on that I haven't shared yet, but this one is a rayon from bamboo, and has a sheen to it. It's so silky and just has a super luxurious feel to it. So I got almost all the colors of this. I have a couple of colors also already of this one because I just love it. So just to recap, the 3 Lion Brand yarns that Furls is going to be carrying are True Boo, Pima Cotton, and Color Theory. So let's kind of dive in and look at each one. Now, I didn't get every single color of the True Boo. I have a project in mind, so I got the colors for that. But I have here, and there's more on the Furls site, but I have here one called Mulberry. It's like a beautiful, like, purpley raspberry color. I got one called Sky that's kind of like a silvery gray. I have one here called Slate that's more of like a deeper, almost like a charcoal. And again, I hope you can see, but they all have kind of a sheen to them. They're very kind of silky feeling. This is another Mulberry that I was going to use. This is Tangerine, a really pretty orange. And then this one is called Celery. And there's a few other colors on their site as well. So let me just sort of slide these out of the way. Now let's look at the Pima Cotton. I did get all the colors of this. And again, this is a really soft cotton yarn, and cotton is super versatile for a lot of things. Obviously, like I mentioned before, dishcloths, but you can do some warm weather things with cotton yarn. It's very versatile. Placemats, anything in the home. It also makes a nice little throw if you need a little like warm weather throw as well. So anyway, I got the Pima Cotton in Cabaret, which is a kind of like a bright raspberry, kind of hot pink, bordering on hot pink. This is the Stone. It's like a a nice soft gray color. This is called Blueprint, sort of like a navy blue. Rose Taupe, which is kind of like a grayish rose color. Rain Cloud, which is a nice, like, kind of like a grayish lavender. And Mulberry. Now, we had a mulberry in the other one, but this is a little bit different. It's kind of like a bright periwinkle, I guess, if you will. Now, you may recognize these two colors from my wisteria dishcloth pattern. I'll share the link down below if you'd like to try that. But I really love these colors together. And then we have this one called Dragonfly. It almost reminds me of like a spruce green color. We have Mineral Yellow. It's like a soft, more subtle mustard. Vintage, which is like a light beige color. And Spice, which is like, I would say like this perfect fall color. I just think of fall when I look at this color. So these are the Pima Cotton. They come in a lot of really beautiful colors. I'm really looking forward because I've used this yarn before and I've really enjoyed using it. It's a very nice quality cotton yarn, which is really nice because Furls didn't have a cotton yarn before. So that leaves us with this last yarn, Color Theory. And like I said, I've never used this yarn. I did create a swatch a little while ago and just to kind of play around with it. But this was a partnership between Two of Wands and Lion Brand. And I did get one of every color of this, so I can show you this as well. I love all the colors together, but some of the combinations are really pretty as well. And as we're heading into fall, there's some, as you can see here, there's some really super fall looking colors that I'm excited to try. Okay, so let's go through all these colors. All right, so the first color, now we're going to go back through the other yarn and I'm going to talk to you about the weight and the recommended hook and needle sizes as well. But let's go through the colors of this first. So for Color Theory, this is called Satellite. Oh, and on the back too, if you spin around to the back, you can read about Two of Wands and the designer behind that brand as well, which I think is really neat. Anyway, so we have Satellite, which is another soft gray color. We have Canyon, which almost, I would call that like a terracotta shade. Raisin. This one is called Bee Pollen. I love the names of these. Admiral, which is kind of like a navy. And Stonewash, which makes you think of denim when you look at that one. And then we have Thunder, which is more of like a charcoal gray. And Moonbeam, which is, to me, looks like a soft off-white color. And Amethyst, which is a lovely kind of medium purple. We have this one called Provence, which is a lavender color, very fitting name. And this one is Tourmaline, which is kind of like a aqua seafoam green color. And then we have Ivory, which is off-white, classic off-white. And then this one's called Nutmeg. It's like a soft brown. All right, we have maximized our space here. This one is called Peacock, which is a deep greenish teal. It's not quite a forest green. It's a little bit of teal in that one, but a deep green. This one is called Dijon, which is a lovely, like a gold yellow color, like a deep gold. It kind of reminds me of like antique gold leaf color, sort of. This one is called Himalayan Salt. It's kind of like a peachy color. And this one is called Bone, which is like a beigey neutral. And then finally we have Caper, which is kind of like army green color, I would call that, or like an olive green. So this is the full color lineup of the Color Theory. I'm going to kind of turn it so you can, I'm trying to fit them all. You can kind of see, I have it like a book sort of, so you can see all of the colors. So let's talk a little bit more about the nuts and bolts of each of these yarns as well. So I'm just going to grab one ball from each of these colors here. Okay, one of each. All right, and then let's slide this out of the way. So I want you to be able to see everything without yarn, creating a yarn avalanche here. Okay, so we have one of each ball here. Let's look at like the kind of like the stats of each one. Okay, so if we start with the Pima cotton, now we've talked about all the colors, but if you spin around to the back of the yarn label, this is a medium 4 on the yarn weight scale. Each ball is 186 yards, 170 meters, 3.5 ounces, 100 grams. They recommend a 5mm US 8 knitting needle for that. And they recommend a 5.5mm eye crochet hook. Now, that's not to say you can't experiment with different things, and sometimes I depart from the recommended if I need more drape or if I need like a really dense fabric, but here are the recommended that you can start with. This is 100% cotton, machine wash, gentle cycle, tumble, dry. So that's the Pima cotton. Okay, if we look at the True Boo, this is from their sustainable stitching line. It is 100% rayon from bamboo, like I mentioned earlier. Each ball of the True Boo is 241 yards, 220 meters, 3.5 ounces, 100 grams. This is a light 3 on the yarn weight scale. And they recommend a 4mm US 6 knitting needle and a 4mm G crochet hook. So it's a little bit finer than this one. And the Pima comes in dye lots, and this comes in dye lots too, as a side note. I didn't mention that before. This is machine wash cool, gentle cycle, lay flat to dry. And then our third yarn that we've been looking at today, the Color Theory, if you spin this around, this is a medium 4 on the yarn weight scale. 246 yards per ball, 225 meters, 3.5 ounces, 100 grams. They recommend a 4.5mm US 7 knitting needle for this one and a 5.5mm eye crochet hook. So, and there's more information about the designer. Also, this comes in dye lots. All 3 of these come in dye lots, just as a side note. All 3 of these, I believe, machine wash, and machine wash. So this is a lovely cotton. This one is a silky bamboo yarn. And then this one is a lovely worsted weight, like a worsted weight acrylic. So if you need like a classic worsted weight acrylic, this is a wonderful choice. It's soft. It has a high quality feel, and it comes in a bunch of colors. So I will be in the upcoming months, because I got all this yarn now, I will be making some things as we move into fall and winter with this yarn. So I'm really excited to share some projects with this yarn. The link down below to see all the yarn and a coupon code can be found down below. So if you want to get your hands on any of this, you can check that out. So thank you so much for joining me for my huge yarn haul. Let me bring it all back in so you can see there's tons of colors. I'm really excited. I know so many of you share with me what the yarn that you get, and so I was really excited to share this yarn with all of you today. Thanks so much for watching, and be sure and click the subscribe button to get all the latest Fiber Flux video updates. Thanks again.